It's that time again. It's Thursday after the bell. What sort of day was it? It depends where you were playing, doesn't it? How was your day, Lily?
I'm doing good, John. My day was pretty good too. Well, I traded yesterday. Today I've been so busy I didn't get to trade, but I did see a lot of volume increase with our OTCs, and I saw some of the things that you were posting about, a little bit about bankruptcies and stuff like that. So we have a lot of interesting stuff that's going on, and
Yeah,
I'm feeling okay. How are you doing?
feeling okay. The market's been interesting. It's definitely showing a trend right now. You know, you can put a thermometer in it and see exactly what it feels. We've been talking about it all this week in my videos, but we're going to go over it today too, because it is what's happening. I mean, if you're looking for what's hot, what's moving, what's getting the volume, it's all been the same for the last few days. I can't explain why the fish are in this part of the water, but this is where they're at. So we'll talk about that today.
Absolutely. I don't know if you usually run those news things. Do you have any of those today?
Yeah, I do. You bet I do. It's an
I
addiction.
figured while we're waiting for people, might as well.
Yeah, I got a few minutes here. This is news that comes from the last few days. Let me see right there. This is handpicked. This doesn't come from a news feed. Let me bring this up over here.
This is
There
all
we
the
go.
effort and work of John. How you doing? You doing it right.
You see all that?
Oh yeah, I see it.
All right. I can see a nibble of you over there just so I can see if you throw something up, if you wave me down or something. Because when I get to jabbing, you know, when you make
It's
videos by
okay.
yourself, you're not used to somebody being there to, hey, I got something to say.
It's
So,
okay. That's why I have a big mouth.
yeah. Yeah. No, that's not what I meant.
No, I'll definitely interrupt you if I think there's something we can talk about. If we have a comment, absolutely. All right, what we got going on here?
So this is news we've got, like I said, from the last few days. It's news that just caught my attention. There's a lot of news out there, honestly is, and I'm scoping it through all day. But obviously, this isn't all of it, but it's some of it. And if you haven't seen any of it, this is pretty good because
That's
it's
true.
handpicked. This is all activity, things that, you know, could make a difference in the stock. Heads up is always a good place to start.
We're going to have to give you a web page somewhere where you can post this stuff, John, so everybody can review it. Well, I guess you could go back to the video and
Oh,
always pause it.
absolutely.
That'll work. Yeah.
I keep
Because
forgetting these are
it's good
recorded.
information.
Yeah, there's lots of deals in there. There's been a lot going on here recently. You know, the market has been leaning, as you're going to see evidentially. I'll show you some information here, all towards the low end of the market. When I say the low end, I mean the 000 stocks.
Yeah.
Folks, these stocks haven't seen anything for months. I mean, I look at this stuff every day and it's like nobody's throwing any money down at the 000. Well, not only are they buying the 000, they're buying the cheapest. The 002s, 3s, 5s, not the 8s, not the 9s, not really. And they're moving billions of shares per company. Now, it's not a ton of companies, but to put it this way, we had 4 companies the other day do 7 billion shares between them, all 000, low 000. And we had a 52-week high on volume for the OTC market. So 4 companies made that much difference in the volume. So imagine if there's 20 companies or 80 or 100 out of 12,000.
Exactly.
The market can get churning and burning, can it?
Oh, yes. And that's the thing. You're mentioning there's 4 companies, which I definitely want to know about those tickers, which ones those are. But also, I'm assuming they're all pink sheets, correct?
Yeah, these are all pink sheets. They're all 000 stocks. And that's the whole point here. There is no catalyst. There is no news. There is no nothing. They're just in the right area where fish are jumping. People are there. And the other arena, and I'm going to really focus in on this because I want you to have the list. The bankruptcy stocks. Any of the current bankruptcy stocks, as soon as they get here or as they're hanging around, are paying dividends right now for the people trading them.
Wow.
These are risky plays. These aren't investments. These are, I want to trade, but there's nothing to invest in right now. So let's go play. Kind of like AMC and Game. People aren't in those for investment purposes. They're there to trade. Let's play ping pong. And that's what's going on right now with bankruptcies and their warrants. That's the beauty of these stocks. They're falling from the NASDAQ, can't stay bankrupt up there. They fall down to the pinks. They're still in business, but they're in the midst of a financial crisis, and their warrant comes with them. We rarely get warrants on the OTC market. Now, the one snag that comes with this, you can trade the warrant on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange for free. It doesn't cost you anything, but as soon as it falls down to the OTC, we got them bloody fees to attend with. But in either case, they're jumping. And because they're so much cheaper than the stock, it's like you got two choices. You want to play the company or you want to play its warrant. And the company will go up 63% and the warrant will go up 300%. Same day, same everything. So this is where the traders are going right now. And I can't explain it. I can only make a lot of presumptions.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to presume. The reason why is because our crypto markets are kind of right now, and there's a lot of
what's the price
there
right now?
What's the price you said?
Yeah, roughly. What's it going for? 18, 20?
I want to say the last time I saw it was 20, but that was yesterday, I think.
Right.
I haven't looked at it today, and it may have dipped. I'm not sure how it was following
the market.
When was the
last time it was 20,000? Was that like 3 years ago?
It's been a minute, and I want to say that the dip they had before climbing back up was around 18 something. But I mean, I'm not a crypto trader, but I know those markets are suffering. I know Celsius is going through bankruptcy now. There's a lot of other different issues going on, and some people can't pull their funds out, so that's hurting them too, and it's scary. And then the other thing that's happening is the NFT space is kind of just dried up. It's not really moving. There's nothing happening there either. Now, it's still great for the future, but right now, people are kind of over it. So I'm wondering if that's what's happening. Are we starting to experience volume, especially in our triple zeros, because of, nothing else to play? And it's kind of like the OTC seasons that we were used to, because there is a season, and are they coming back now? Maybe.
It could also be a lot to do with inflation and the price crunch and the markets all falling, that there is less money on the board to play with right now. Investments are hard. You haven't got time to wait around for returns. So you're hoping for a home run, and you're getting in, just like we did in February, the stimulus month. Man, those triple zeros were flying thousands of percent. Yes, because people wanted to hit home runs with their free money. It's like going to the casino. Now, I'm not saying anyone has free money, but desperation and need can be the same sort of driving force. It can bring people in. They're hoping for a winning ticket.
That's right. That is a lot of the thought process. So, I can't afford to trade this, can't afford to trade that, so I'm going to throw some money into here. So we could be experiencing a lot more volume because of that. And if there's any kind of sentiment or hype, even if there's no news, if there's hype going on around those, especially those 4 tickers you were just talking about, that'll do it. Problem is, a lot of people are going to get hurt doing that, or they're going to get wrecked and not realize what they're trading because, everything goes.
Yeah, hype is, there's 2 types of hype. There's hype in anticipation of something we know is going to happen. That's great. Then you got hype just for the sake of hype. We believe in the company, though we haven't seen anything new in a year. We're still rah, rah, rah. Well, that's a hodl. You got them for a million shares for $200, and you're going to hold it for 2 years. And when it hits a home run, wow. But
that's
how many of those can you hold?
Exactly.
There's a ton
of that. Yeah, but you have to be careful, and it's a risk on or risk off, or you need to understand what you're trading. If it's hype and it's just being ran up because of the hype, you're going to get a rug pull.
A great example of a stock that's getting a lot of hype is, and hasn't had a recent catalyst, but we know things are in transpiration, is CZNI, Kuzani. And the end of last month, June, they did a reverse merger with Balmo, which is a private company already in business, already making millions of dollars. So that's coming right in there. And this is an artificial intelligence recruitment center that helps people get hired using artificial intelligence. It's real fancy. Well, that's the last bit of news we had. But the price has been down at 0004 and is now just hit, I think, 0.0011. And there's a lot of hype around it because everyone thinks it's the next TSNP. It's, this private company hasn't given us any numbers. We have no idea what they're really worth. So all we know is the merger happened, it's done, and people
Yeah.
are waiting and exciting, and you can see it bubbling. You can see it has moved, and it has just now hit the double zeros. And you know what happens then? Second gear. Vroom, you're out of
Yeah,
here.
usually, yeah, you're right. So we want to talk about hype and what happens, and something that may be in anticipation. We can talk about, and that's what I'm going to pull up for y'all.
Mhm.
Goff, which is GOFF, who has recently had a name change. I want to say around June 30th or so. They had a name change of
Right,
WNFT, so World NFT.
right.
And this speculation, and this is heavy speculation, that they are going to merge with an NFT company. And there's, I guess, a few out there that are valued, that have a lot of value to it. And the one they're
Yeah.
speculating is Wax. So they're trying, that's what everybody thinks or is assuming is going to happen. They're going to merge with Wax. I'm not saying they are or they're not.
With who?
Wax, WAX.
Wax.
That's the name of the NFT company. I don't know much about them, but
All
that's
right,
what
right.
the speculation is. So it seems, everybody was, hyped up about this. And a lot of people have been invested in Goff, which is GOFF,
That's right.
waiting for this news, waiting for this merger. And the price has been holding up really well until recently. And now I'm going to go ahead and take you to the chart so I can finish telling you my story.
Yeah, we have been looking at this. Matter of fact, as soon as they changed their name, I did talk about it. It's actually one of the stocks I talked about in a video, and I did tell everybody to watch it. I told everyone I felt good about it. I felt the pop coming. Now, just because it does a cannonball doesn't mean it still can't rise, but because it is in a brand new, it's not a brand new environment, but it is growing. It's still in the babe stages. And as they said, they are the first pure play NFT company. And in case I don't think you mentioned it yet, it's a George Sharp company.
It is. I'm fixing to get into all that. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. But
So
yeah,
you see
I've
the
been telling
chart?
people to watch it, and I have been out of the loop. So fill me in too.
Yeah.
What did happen?
Can you see the chart? Can you see my
Oh,
screen?
yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
so here's WNFT. We're looking at the past 6 months. So, like I said, a lot of people are in GOFF waiting for this merger, this ticker change. George Sharp company that he is bringing to merger, which is the same thing he did with Humble or TSMP. A lot of people follow his companies, and I do too. So I did not invest in this one because I missed it. Like we were already up in this area. I did not touch it. Anyway, I have been following it. So, before we had a downturn here around 20 cents, comes down to around 11. This is around middle of June. And then we get the news, the anticipated news of what's happening, that they are actually, the name change, all that happened. And we went up, spiked to 45 cents. This was on June 28th. This is right before all the Twitter posts and stuff like that, what's happening and what's coming. This is a lot of anticipation here, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to take you a little bit closer because we went to 45 cents. I'm going to take you a little closer to show you what happened. So they did not get the news they wanted. Here's the thing. The merger cannot go through, and they're not even saying who the merger is with. It's just anticipated to be a good company, right? So the merger can't go through until litigations are done. They are currently in litigations. And
that's right.
It's so sad because even the tweets came out from George Sharp and some others like, hey, you should have anticipated this because a merger can't go through because of the share structure. Like you should know this stuff. However, he was hyping it up. Everybody knows this. And a lot of people, they had a lot of profit here. And if they didn't sell or they didn't go ahead and get out, they have lost a ton of profit. We're back down here to 5 cents. 5 cents.
Right. If they didn't get out.
45.
See, at some point on that chart, even if it was an investment, you can sell now and buy later. You don't have to stay out of it. Obviously, that was a falling chart for a while. So honestly, I still have faith because it's not like the deal. It's not like the deal is off. It's just postponed.
Yes. And that's why I wanted to talk about it. There's the other point of it. So it did fall off. Now, this is what we're looking at. Now, the merger's still being talked about. These things will still be addressed. I can't tell you when, but we might be actually having a buy opportunity here. Just like I didn't want to touch it a
That's
couple
what I
months
think.
ago. Now
Yeah.
I'm looking at it more seriously. So let's get even closer. So I did go ahead and do a fib retracement on it. We're nowhere near that, but I'm wanting to document and keep a hold of this bottom and where we're at. And currently we're in a downtrend. I'm not touching this until we start consolidating, holding up. But right now you finished the day at what? 0.05015. So right at 5 cents, everyone. If it holds that and starts building, then I'm more interested in it. But we just have to see. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, see what the sentiment is right now, because everybody may have a really bad taste. Or we could have a lot of people that was up in those 23, 45-cent areas that are averaging down right here, because the merger is not off. That's what I want to everybody to know. It's not off. And
Right.
usually George does do fantastic mergers. It's just this one had a lot of hype already in it. And then that happened. And, it's probably soured a lot of investors that were in. But hopefully, most locked in those profits. And nobody
I
bought a
think it's
falling
just a
knife.
matter of investors got impatient. It wasn't what they wanted to hear. It's an
It wasn't.
overreaction.
That's right. It
And
was
it
not the
created, as you
news they
said,
wanted.
a new buying opportunity. That's the way I see it, because nothing is scrubbed. If you're a patient person and think this is going to be big and miss the boat, man, this is great. Nice find,
I'm
actually.
going to keep an eye on it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm going to give it a few days. It's already been about 5 or so days since, it kept dropping and dropping and dropping. It's it seems to have been figured out its bottom, and that's what I'm hoping for. But I'm patient. I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and I wanted to bring it to everybody else's attention because there could be something here. But I definitely did not want to buy in the 20 and 30 cents area. I did not feel comfortable bringing it up at that time, but that's what's happening. And the other thing I want to talk about before we leave my screen, I was in the Titan Discord talking about, play that I did this week. I did it 2 times, actually. I missed the 3rd time, but I was playing EVFM. Now I know we talk about OTC stocks here, but we trade stocks, $5 and under. So we're talking about our penny stocks as well. And let me go back to a 5-day because it was a couple of days ago.
Right EVFM is that's a contraceptive company?
Yeah, that's the one that produces Phexxi.
Right.
And I did anticipate that it might have more of a run left in it because of our options that are expiring on Friday, which is tomorrow, which will be $2.50.
Right.
Now,
you've been saying
that didn't happen. Yeah, but it didn't happen. But it didn't mean that I couldn't trade it. So I was looking at it, and right here you can see that. So right here, as we were coming down, we broke through our resistance here. And this is what I was telling everybody in Titan, that right here, it's holding the $1.09. The $1.09 is where it kept bouncing. I think we did it about 3 times. So I was like, okay, I feel pretty secure there. I did give them a stop loss of $1.08 or so, give it a little bit of room. But I was thinking, because this run right here happened, I missed that. And I figured we'd come back for a retest, and we did. So I was telling everybody, I think $1.13, and my price target is $1.25. And the reason why I'm talking about this, because this is the first time I have ever alerted anything. So, and I did. I just
you go, girl.
I talked the play through with them in Titan. If anybody was following along, I was telling them everything I was doing. So here's the thing: whenever this dropped, and this is where I got in $1.13. I missed it here. I was trying, but I missed it. So $1.13, and I ended up selling the first time at $1.21, which was right here. This was right at the end. Oh, y'all know what? I did get in here. Because I bought it here, sold it here for $1.21. And I told them it may come back for a rinse and repeat. Now, I love rinse and repeat stocks. love them because you just can keep making money off of them. Absolutely. So that's my R&R, you guys. So I was right. We did have a sell-off, and that $1.13 held. I bought back in, and before the end of the day, I sold at $1.22. It ended up going to $1.24. The next morning when we opened, same thing, $1.13. And I meant to have a buy order there, and I missed it. So I missed that going to $1.30. And that was it for it. That it was done. And you could see here, where it broke down. When it broke out of this channel here, And
right?
it didn't hold $1.13. I wasn't even interested in anymore. I was done playing it, right? So I did not touch it after that. But what a nice move it had. And that's 3 times we could have played that one. And now I'm over it, but I just wanted to cover it just so y'all could,
That's
see
milking the cow.
what I was doing this week.
Nothing wrong with that. And that's, you do want to identify channels, find the higher highs,
Yes.
the higher lows, because then you have a predictive ability, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. As you could see, it was definitely bouncing in the channel. And you knew when it got down there, if it started coming up, it was a long ways up to the next bar. So that was beautifully found.
Yep, and I played that one. Now, it was in hopes that it would just blast off because of these option contracts, but that's not what happened, and that's okay. Plans change. But if we would have been in and that decided to try to touch some $2.50, woo-woo, I've been happy about that. But you know what? The trade is what it was, and I traded what it was doing, not what I wanted it to do.
And that's what it's about, identifying where the trades are at. You don't want to force the trade. You just want to be part of the ride. You don't want to push the car to where you're going if you're hitchhiking. You want to get into the car and have it take you there. That's the whole idea. So you don't have to walk.
You just don't force it, everybody. If you see a setup, great. But, have your stops, have a plan for that trade, just like I did. All right, John, what you got for us?
All right, let me get over to my right screen here. I tell you what, the first thing I want you to notice is what I was doing this morning. I got pictures here I put together at 10 a.m. over at the OTCmarkets.com website. I use their current market page. You come over there around 10 in the morning and it shows you how many trades each stock has got. It's one thing to see the volume. The volume is great, but you want to know where the people are early in the game. So you come over there and almost all the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, just single digits. So anything at that time of the morning, if it's a double digit, you should be checking it out, see if there's a catalyst.
Yeah.
Thing is, here recently, nothing's needed a bloody catalyst to be moving. They're just moving. But this is what was moving at 10 a.m. These were the top runners. And look, we don't have a lot of gains, right? It's early, 38% to 15%. But we've already got a couple here that are into the hundreds. Now, that's great. First half hour of the day, you've already got a stock showing hundreds. However, to just jump ahead of the game, these guys don't show a whole lot for the rest of the day. Pretty much started fizzling away. That was their quick morning bounce, and then they faded. So we have a few here, and you can see the volume. Well, then I go 2 hours later, and I show you. Now, I've put together the ones that were in the 10 o'clock time frame. DRFS, Dr. Foods. Dr. Foods has been on my watch list. I reminded you of it twice. We did a video on it. This company has been surging multiple days. So this is one that is growing through the day. In 2 hours, it went from 62 to 329 trades. Now, I'm not saying that's 329 people, but it's more than a half a dozen. I'll tell you that much. So you got a crowd around that one. Then SimpQ jumps into the game here with 60 at 12 noon. These bankruptcy plays are getting plays every day. I'm going to show you over on the charts. I got them on a scan. All the bankruptcies on the OTC right now. And I think 98% of them were in the green today. All the bankruptcies. So it's not hard to see, put your hook in the 000 pond, put your hook over here. I mean, honestly, the volume is telling the tale because we got 15 million already by this time of day. JPEX is another one that is following. And then if you actually come down to the way the day ended, I haven't seen it. I have not seen this, but this is the page over here at the OTC market. And it's in percentage gain. All the stocks on the entire OTC market here, all 18,000. So start here and just keep scrolling, or 12,000, I mean.
That's
you'll get to the bottom.
Off that for it to be 16 trades. Wow.
Now, I'm normally looking at the end of the day for something with at least 50. But during the beginning of the day, a small double-digit number is a heads up. A triple digit is definitely a heads up. You see one in the thousands and you've been ignoring it. Silly you. That's all I can say.
That's true. And I mean, I look at this too. This is how I find a lot of them if I'm interested in playing them that day.
And you can see there's not anything with hundreds yet. And we're down to 50%. And that's not normal. Now, in saying that, what did we finish today at? 10 billion shares. I'm surprised.
10
Last time I
billion.
looked, it was 7. Yesterday, we were at 13.1. The day before, we were at 20 billion. So we're half of what we were the day before. To put it, that really isn't bad news. Our volume has become volatile. We are now bouncing. We used to be just a downtrend, big time. Yeah. We then bounced off our floor about 3 weeks ago. For 10 days, got more and more and more, which was exciting because we haven't had that in over a year. We hit 15 billion and then crashed back down to 6 billion. Then jumped up to 20 billion. And now, we're bouncing. And it means it's alive. It's out of its bloody coma. It's on its feet. It's bouncing around.
I'll take it.
So I'm excited to just see that. But in saying that, there were just 4 stocks the other day, and I can't tell you which ones they were, Lily, because they were all 0002s and 0003s, which don't really catch my attention.
Those are the ones I like.
They're probably that today. I mean, if we look at
it's more risk, but I like them.
Here,
I do play them.
HCMC, that's a 0002. It had 245 trades today. Compared to everybody else, that's a ton of trades. But there's no money. There's no money to be made on that. I mean, you can't buy it at 0002. Look, I'll put it this way. It can sell 1 billion shares and the price not move anywhere for you to make any money. It can just go up and down.
You need a ton of volume for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So people are accumulating these for, look at that. We do have 1,000 here. 1.2 thousand shares on CZNI. Cruzani. This is the one that I am a holder of this. I've been holding this for over a year. I bought this at a higher price, averaged it down, and right now it is sitting at my price. I did buy just a wee bit more the other day because, I heard the buzz. There was a rumor that there was a reverse merger and a takeover. So I said, if you're going to get into a trip, now's the time to do it. So I put a little bit more on it. And we're waiting. There isn't any news yet, but when it comes, when the validating knock on the door comes, I'm sure this is going to run because people are itching right now for something to play.
And that's the thing. Whenever you have plays like that, John, it benefits you to be in there earlier instead of chasing it and being a little bit more secure and making the play and taking profits as you go. Whatever you can do to avoid the risk of just one that's running and you have no idea what's happening because you can
in the last 3 or 4 days, I keep repeatedly showing everybody the same stocks, and that's because every day it went up more than the day before, and it just has people on it. I mean,
you're right.
We're talking about like the warrant for THWWW. TH is on the NASDAQ. They just came out with a piece of news that increased their projection revenue up to 505 million. They're at 250 million. So it was double. Well, the stock took off, but the warrant did better. Now today it only did a measly 10%, but look at the last 3 days. I think it's gone up 350% over the last 3 days. Matter of fact, why don't we do that?
Well, that's the thing about warrants. If they have some anticipation behind them because of the stock, then they'll go ahead and buy it up and hold on to it for that further move. So the warrant probably won't come down as much as the stock considering where it started, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the simplest term I like to say, it's a coupon that allows you to get a share of stock for cheap, like a box of cereal. You give them a coupon, you don't have to pay the full price. It takes it down to a certain price. And this one, I believe, is $11.50 with your warrant. As soon as this company stock hits $18 and holds that price for 20 days straight, the warrants are activated. And you can go get a share for $11.50. Or you can wait out the full period because they do expire, but it may get up to $80 and you still can buy it for $11.50.
Let me interject there. So as soon as the company's stock hits the 18 and holds for 20 days, yes, you can hold on to it, but what can happen, they can call their warrant. So if they call the warrant, you have to do something. Sell it or
I
buy
think
the
a lot
stock
of
with it.
companies reserve that right. I
Yes,
think
yes,
it's
they
just one
do.
of those things.
And if you're not following or you're on vacation in Tahiti and they call your warrants and you don't know, you usually have a 30-day window. And if you don't do something, that money's gone. It's just gone. It will expire. You're done. So just something to know.
All right, so let's see. What date is that? That's the 7th. I think I showed this to you on like the 8th. Well, whatever day the news came out, I can't remember. It's probably the spike here. But we looked at it a few days ago. Pick a day, any day. It's been climbing. Right?
There you go.
And that's why I keep bringing this one up to you. Another one that I keep bringing up to you is Electric Last Mile. Again, it's a NASDAQ company that has a warrant. So if the stock is too expensive for you, and in case you didn't notice there, we were at a low of 34 cents 4 or 5 days ago. It's at $3.28, just this much shy of 1,000% gain in the last 4 days. So this is a trend that is showing a lot of easy growth. Everything seems to be on an upswing still. I don't see any reason. She's starting to pull back just a hair now. We do have a negative crossover on the MACD, and our PPO, which is a new oscillator I've been using if you've been following me. This is the percentage of the price, not the price itself. It's close to the MACD, but it does have some subtle differences that can make a big difference. It is starting to come down. When it comes down, the price is definitely on its way down. So we do see a pullback right about now. But as I was saying, Elm Street is another warrant that has just been running. Electric Last Mile, not Elm Street.
It's going to say like Freddy Krueger. I love that show.
I was just looking at Netflix before we came here. Obviously, that went in front of me.
I will forever call it Elm Street now, John. I'm sorry. Nice.
All right, that's a 1 hour. She had a big jump there on Sunday.
I don't see your chart. I don't see your chart. I see the OTC market still.
All right. Do you see it now?
No.
No, you don't see my chart?
Do you have 2 monitors?
No, I don't. So the best way is just to come out and go back in.
Yeah, let's bring them charts up. Let's do it.
Thank you. See, that's what happened.
You're so welcome. That's
if I was here all alone, I would have no idea that was happening. And nobody can scream at me because I can't read their comments because I'm not over there. It's a wonder I managed without you. All right, so we had a big climb here. There was another surge. This looks like about 6 days, actually. I think it's more the fact that she's had gains off of very small numbers. She's down here at the 1 area, and just going here, it's hard to tell. I'm going to zoom in on that.
Okay.
You got to remember that from here to here, it's 100%. That is just going from the top of the 1 to over the 2 because you're at a 1. So it doesn't look like a huge jump. But the fact is, if it moves from here up to there, that is 100% gains. And that has been doing this over and over again. Every time it comes down low, it gets back up to that point. So every time this is coming down to this 1, just a penny, 0.01, right around here, it does come back up. And this is about the area it's climbing to, but it does have unusual bounces just out of it. But here's the thing. These are bankruptcy plays. Think of it this way. I put this in my video the other day. It's like a divorce. You know, it's the beginning of the end of something. And that's not a good thing. And here people are celebrating, pushing the price up, which isn't making any sense. Now is not the time to be accumulating this stock. Chances
do it all the time.
Don't you think it'll get cheaper than where it is now if it just entered the bankruptcy a month ago?
Yeah, that's what I think, but it happens all the time. We see it happen.
But
and
these
don't be wrong,
things
it
will
come down.
They'll come down after people have traded them and then get bored because, well, heck, it's been 3 months and they still haven't got the structure done.
Yep.
And when it does hit that floor, then it's time to pick it up like Revlon and Hertz. You know, the Q has dropped off of Revlon now. They've taken off the bankruptcy point. So they're on their way up and out. So that was a quick one there. And a lot of
Yeah.
people were definitely playing that bankruptcy when it tumbled down here. People got on board. And these are happening over and over. As a matter of fact, since we're here, I do have a list over here so you can see what. No, I got a better list. You can see my page again.
No, I still see the charts.
Do ya? I wonder why I
Yeah.
did that.
It might be because you're just sharing the actual.
Oh, I know why, because I'm not
trading.
using my full screen.
Yeah, use the full screen. You can switch.
Right,
back
so I
and
got to
forth.
make you sick here for a second. Hold on, I don't
All
mean to
right.
be I don't
I
mean to be
won't
brutal.
listen.
Oh, that's horrible. Horrible. All right, so does it look better now?
Yes.
All right, I've got this right here.
Make it bigger, John. Sorry.
Make it bigger.
Yeah, like maximize it. There you go. There we go.
That is a list of the bankrupt stocks. You can always tell a bankrupt stock because it has a Q behind it. Now, that doesn't mean every stock with the Q
Hold up.
is a bankruptcy.
I'm sorry. The LTMA, is that the Latin Airlines?
Right.
Wow. Okay. I remember trading that one. Okay.
Another name you may recognize down here, Armstrong Flooring. Armstrong Flooring just went in. Now, here's the whole point. If you've heard of the name before, it ain't going nowhere. Somebody's going to get that out of the hot water, even if it's not the company and just the name, because the name's got brand. It's got a recognition factor to it. People trust it already. So, Armstrong's not going to go anywhere. But every single one of these, this is a brand new one. It's in the news a lot right now. VYG, VQ, Digital Elements, Voyager Digital. Voyager Digital. Okay. They've got a lot of subsidiaries.
Voyager, like the crypto trading broker?
I don't think it's that broker. Okay. I haven't done any deep dive. But I seen them on the news while I was searching around, and that's actually how I found them. I was looking for
one I've been watching the trade, to be honest.
And that one fell from the QX down to the pink. Then they have ENJYQ. This is Enjoy Technology. They help companies with their mobile telecom businesses. They just tumbled off of the NASDAQ on the 11th. They just got here on the OTC, and they too have brought a warrant with them. And here in the news, they're talking about it. It has soared 400% since they filed their Chapter 11.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm telling you to invest in these. If you're looking for day trades, you're looking for places to make money. You're a surfer and you're looking for a wave. I'm showing you the beaches. That's what I'm doing.
It's a trend. They seem to be doing this with other bankruptcies, so keep an eye on them. I agree. You don't hold on to them. You trade them.
LBPWQ, 4D Pharma files bankruptcy as delisted from NASDAQ July 7th. They are temporarily pausing recruitment into ongoing clinical trials. Their company is a different ticker. It actually begins with an F. Most of these are the same ticker with a Q added. This one is totally different. FF something or other. In any case, the company is halted. But the warrant jumped in the last 24 hours from 0002 to 2 cents. So it went up 20,000% in 24 hours. And the warrant is still up right now, but the company is not. Another one is SIMPQ, SIMPQ. We just saw that on the list.
Oh, yeah. That one went crazy. Yeah.
So I can't remember what SIMPQ does. And then FIIQ, Armstrong Flooring. And here's another piece of news. Revlon had soared 652% since its bankruptcy. Now, I haven't seen anything going on with Armstrong. They just filed for their bankruptcy. We need to see them file for their restructuring. That's the one that says we're not getting out of the game.
Yes. And that's where I like to say, okay, now I can look at it a little bit longer and let's see what their plan is, right?
A stock that was brought to my attention that I've talked about before. What?
I'm sorry, John. I'm so mad. I am so mad. You were bringing up Revlon, and I was just charting that 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago, and I just looked at it, and I missed it. I missed it.
Oh,
I had
Revlon?
it charted perfectly. Yes, missed it. I was going to call that one out. But live streams today.
Yeah, it's a shame to do all that DD and be ready and then just not be looking at the right time.
Let's just go ahead and look at Lily's mishap. I'm going to share it with you. Hold on. Share button. There we go. So see right here where I had it charted down to the downtrend, right?
Yep.
And that's what I was waiting for it to break out of that. And I missed it. I just totally missed it.
Right. The whole point of the channel is to watch it come out.
Exactly.
And what does a dog do when it gets out of its pen? Boy, it runs as far away as it can.
But I mean, you see that though, like just as soon as it got out of here, of course, we came back and did a retest and then, some consolidation and boom. But I did not want to touch it here. I want it out of the downtrend because I'm looking really to go a little bit longer into the rev line. So let's back out a little bit further. Let's go to our 6 month. So, I mean, it's way up here at 17. And of course, we had a spike from the initial, bankrupt all the way back up to like 8 or something.
On bad news. On bad news, you've got the biggest spike she's ever had.
Exactly. So I'm not interested until we start breaking this downtrend and we start more of an uptrend. But it is something I'm watching. I would have totally have traded what happened real recently. Probably was today. No, it was yesterday. End of yesterday. I missed it. So, I would have traded that and I would have took profit up here for sure. And I missed it. But anyway, no big deal, you guys. I just wanted to show that, I was watching these things and I like calling them out for y'all, especially in the Discord. But my apologies. I get busy.
I had somebody ask me a couple times. It's been over a couple shows that he has asked me to talk about a stock. You can see my board normally.
Yeah.
DRCR. This is Deer Cashmere Holdings. And I did look at this stock a while ago, and it is something grand. They're better known as Swiftly. Swiftly are two different types of apps that they have. One is a wallet. It takes care of your cryptocurrency and banking and purchases and all that. Their other app is a prediction app, and it works with AI, and it gets to know you and your habits and what you like, and it comes up with these mini bets during the live events and throws them up on your screen like Tinder. And you can bet $5 on this guy completing a pass or something, or no, swipe left.
Oh, and that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I would be all over that. Oh God, no, I don't
exactly. Especially when the AI gets to know how to tickle your fancy, right? Yeah. So this company has been working on both of these, and they've got them launched. They're just right on there on now. They're getting on their boards, swimming out into the water, and they've been waiting for their licenses because they are actually doing gambling. They're working with gambling. So you've got to have licenses in different jurisdictions of the world. And they've got one of the biggest licenses. Let me see what the heck this is called. Calico. Can't remember. There it is. Curacao. The Curacao gambling license recently received its United Kingdom Curacao. This doesn't just cover one country. It covers a whole bunch of countries. But the UK, believe it or not, is a big gambling nation. I lived there for 10 years. Gambling is just a part of the culture. Not like Las Vegas. It's not like that at all. It's just you have your grocery store, your butcher shop, your bookie, and your hair salon.
You gotta make all the stops before you come home.
and it's very clean and quiet in there. I used to go in there and play the electronic roulette for my cigarette money each week. But it was legal and people dealt with it normally. It wasn't hey or anything. So now they've got this license. When was this? May 31st. So we're waiting for things to fall together. But the price has fallen really bad on this, especially from the last time I looked at it. Let me get rid of this. DRCR.
Interesting. I actually like that. Granted, I want the app, but I know I don't need it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. But with the AI, learning who you are, just like you said, tickle your fancy and just giving you everything that you would constantly try to spend money or gamble or bet. So I don't hate this idea. I really like that. I think it's got a lot of potential. Yeah.
And this is supposed to be a global app. I mean, they have applied for all their licenses. And I think they got more than just the Caraco. I think they have another license as well, to be honest. But as they come in, they get bigger and bigger markets. And so we looked at this. I looked at this back in February and May of this year, which is right here. So we were at a price of about 62 cents when we were all talking about it and excited about it. things have happened, and it's always a bummer to see progression in the company and see the price falling. That's very aggravating. It takes away your zeal and belief, but you know what you know. You know, this is real business. They've got the apps. They're on Google Play and Apple. They are going to be making money. It is a matter of patience. And our market's going through a lot of stuff right now. There's
The
a lot
licensing, but it takes time. You know, we're talking about it to you now, but it's not being talked about on the news yet. Your grandma and them don't know about it yet. It's coming. You know, it could definitely build up into something really big.
Now, a nice thing you can see here, a lot of times when a stock is floating on the bottom and is falling quick, it'll stay down there until the major SMA catches up to it. It'll just float down there until its ride comes by. And then it'll throw a hook in there and you'll start to get a push. Now, look, we do have a crossover already here, and we've gotten above the signal line. Yep. We were under every SMA. We've pushed above the 50. You can see as soon as it got above the blue, your bars start getting stronger. You start getting more. We got volume coming in, and that's on the 30-minute, which means, you know, every 30 minutes, it's showing growth right now. On the 5-minute, she's roller coastering. She's building up right now on that 30-minute, but you can see she's hanging around her 200. So she really isn't falling. She is leveling off right now. I can't say she's going to rebound, but it seems to me that legally speaking, things are progressing, and it's going to click here. It's going to click. And right now, what are we at? 15 cents?
Yeah, and if it's around its 200, I mean, if they do have investors, people that's already following it, this is a good spot to wait and see. Do you have the buyers stepping in? Are the investors seeing the value and stepping in? So be patient, but keep an eye on it. This is very interesting. I like this.
Yeah, the concept is strong for the company. Absolutely. Let's see here. Do we have any questions out there?
Yes, John, we got questions. I want to put them up there so we can cover these before we go. So right now we got the best, who is saying MVNT seems to be high today. So we can just take a look at Mike Victor, November Tango, MVNT.
Mike Victor, November Tango.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. So we are looking at movement industrial core. 1 hour chart. She did have a nice surge today. I see like 2 days ago, she had that low bubble, which seems to be a very low. Let's go back 4 hours. All right. She's had a severe low here, but that's an abnormal low. You can definitely tell that's not a normal low for her. But in her own time span here, in this last, what was that? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was on the 12th. She had a low bubble, bounced off it. And this I see a lot. When they ricochet back up real quick off of that low, it normally then just trickles back down to that low area, and then you get a recovery. Now, our recovery isn't even 100% up to there. She's gotten about 75% of it. And all the technicals right now on my ADX, which shows strength of trend, PPO, RSI, and MACD, are all pushing up. Anytime they go up, that's good. You can never lose when they're going up. Let's see what our 5-minute looks like. So she was still pedaling downhill off of this high here and crested it down in the middle of the day here and just bounced right off of that and picked up some momentum. Really did. And I don't know if this has any MVNT. You can see my regular screen now?
I got you. Yeah, you got it.
All right. Let's see if there's any.
It's Pink Limited.
Yeah, let's see if they've put any disclosures out to motivate people. No, they don't have anything here, and it looks like they're late all this year. They don't have March or June's, and they did put out a 4, which is normally shares being bought or sold by an insider. Looks like D means disposed. They sold shares. It is common stock. He sold not a whole heck of a lot here, maybe 20,000. No, it looks like 50,000 shares at $2.73. Is that what the stock's going for? No. So those must have been some different type of shares, because there's preferred A, preferred D. There's lots of different shares. But I don't understand. But that's the only thing I see here. 4A is another form for shares. Oh, we've also got
buying or selling.
Yeah, Visual Health Corps made a purchase here of 50,000 shares, again at $2.32.
They're the ones that bought it.
It's common. It looks like they sold it between themselves.
Yeah.
You know, that's almost what it looks like there, which would make no difference to us. Outside of that, I don't see anything that's going to affect that. Anything for the news? Nothing since March, and I see nothing here. So I don't see any catalyst for her running today. That doesn't mean there isn't any. You can run over to Twitter, throw that in with a $sign in front of it, and let 100,000 eyes tell you if they found something. But the charts don't look bad. They look like they want to continue on. They definitely do. I keep my eye on this for some volume. But look, that's the one thing we are lacking. The volume just petered completely out. So
I don't know how he got that move right there, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, so no, I don't see any reason why she's running. Check the forums. The forums may know something we couldn't see at the OTC market.
And just to let you know, John, Jesse Gonza said, thanks for all your time, John and Lily. I look forward to watching your videos. Thank you, Jesse. We appreciate that.
Thank you, folks.
I have some more for you. Hold on. Jesse also says, loving CZNI. What'd you call it? Koozie? What'd you call it? Kazoozie?
Oh, Kazuni. CZNI. Kazani. Yeah, I roll my tongue. I just can't say Kruzani.
I like the way you say it. So, and how about NNRX? They just had news recently. So Jesse wants to know about NNRX.
Now, I'm going to put this up here, folks. This is a list of all those bankruptcies. That's only bankruptcies and their warrants right here. You can see how many greens are there. So while I'm looking this up, I'm going to keep that up for you because it's worthy of putting on your notes. NNRX.
Yeah, NNRX.
Let me guess. It's a 000.
Is it?
Yeah, you can tell by the picket fence.
Yeah. I see it. One, two.
Yeah. Okay. So in the last 6 months, she's had a high of 0008. She's always had her trip zeros. A few jumps and bumps in here. God only knows why. Constant volume. So people are always playing it, though it doesn't get very far. That's for sure. It hit the base.
Probably just the buying here and just wanting to sell the one over. The one over.
Again, as now, first off, I'll tell you two things. One, the 000s under 5 has been what's been selling this week for no good reason. Watch any one of my videos this week, and I show you all the charts. Oh, pardon me. The charts show billions of shares of 000s being sold, and you look, there's no catalyst whatsoever. They're just selling because they're in the right shaded part of the lake. This is there. This is in the right shaded part of the lake. It's just getting action because of. The other thing is, now that is without looking. I haven't gone to check anything. There may be something going on.
They had news recently, so maybe.
The other thing is, you see that 5 behind the 2? 00025 is an impossible bid for me and you. We cannot bid that price. You have to be an insider, broker, marketer to make that bid. So somebody out there made that bid. If that means anything to you, whatever that's worth. Okay, let's go.
It means they're playing. Like we're not playing as much as they're playing right now. So,
well, that's they're always there to make money. That's the middleman. That's what I'm saying. He's the middleman bidding in the middle.
Yep.
All right, let's see if we can find anything over here for NNRX.
Yeah.
Neutronics. Okay, Pink Limited again. So let's just check her filings. We do have a quarterly that just came out here yesterday. That's great. You don't need an attorney letter with a quarterly. So that may be all they need. Let's see what they've got here. There's the quarterly for the first of the year, January. The notification of late filing for this quarterly, there it is. Boom. Now, let's see. When did this come out? 6/14. Oh, see, a late filing gives you 5 days of grace period. And normally, if they say we're going to get it done within those 5 days, the price
Yeah.
will run before they even come out with their quarterly, just because they said they're not going to be late. Silly runs, but you see it all the time. But here's a late, and there it is. So it's running today because they got it. Well, it should be running because of that. I don't see any gains here, but was there any gains on that chart?
I mean, that's what Jesse was saying. I didn't see one for today. I don't know how close you are. Is this
No, it's
daily?
bouncing. That's all she's really doing is bouncing. And I don't
Yeah.
think she has any news.
Just the filing part. So they got that done. I don't know if they got it done in time, but they got it done. And I
They
don't
did
see
have
anything
news
else.
come out the last week of June here. They do go into expectations of doing $10.2 million based on current operations. So what are their financials? I mean, at that price, you'd think they're doing nothing. Well, that's what it shows.
So nothing.
All right, so their last quarter, they did. See, they have changed. Something's changed here. We're looking at all zeros here for all these quarters, but the very last quarter, they almost made $1 million. Now, of course, they gave most of it away, but they kept about 200,000, which is more than they've done prior. So something has changed here. A little more deeper dive into their disclosures may actually tell you what the heck is going on. So she's in the right arena. She's cheap, 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 and she's actually got some income coming in. There may be something going on with NNRX. This could be one to keep your eye on. Doesn't take
keep
much
an
to get
eye
a
on it.
triple zero.
True. And we got the best is saying BBAR, long-term thoughts.
BBAR.
Mm-hmm.
BBAR. That ticker's not familiar. Banco. Is that what? Banco BB. I can't tell exactly what that is. I'm not sure what this company is. Let's take a look at their chart here. Let's close this so we can get a bigger picture. All right. She has been on a downhill run here. You can see my charts, right?
Yes, I see.
Yeah, okay. As a matter of fact, you see too many of them. I don't know why these keep buckling out on me like that. Shwink. So she's been trying to hang on to middle ground here for quite a while. Has had a dip in the last month and a half. She's fallen about 50%, a little over 50% of where she was 6 months ago. And the technicals, when this blue line, if you put the PPO on the top and you put the ADX on the bottom, when that blue line and red line come together like that, the price is falling. You can guarantee it's falling. And when they come as close as they can and start to separate, the price is going up. You can always count on that pattern, which is why I'm using this right now. You can see right here. You see how close it got? And as soon as it started to spread away, you had even the smallest of growth. But as soon as they started to spread away from their closest point, you get growth. So it does look like it's still falling. And look, geez, we got a low bubble. What, today, yesterday? Today. So we had a low bubble today. She looks like she's still falling even on the short technicals. Yeah, looks like she's picking up momentum. Let's actually see if there's any news, if there's anything going on.
Long-term thoughts. What kind
Is
of
this a
long-term?
NASDAQ? New York Stock Exchange.
It is, okay.
It's a sponsored ADR. Some of your brokers will charge you an extra fee, 30, 50, 60 cents to trade ADRs. These are bank deposits. It's a different type of stock, still a stock, but it's different.
You'll see those charges though in your broker and you'll be like, what is that? That's why.
Woo! Well, these people making some money. You got to put 3 zeros behind there. So that's $1.7 billion that they did last year. They don't tell us how much it cost them. We don't know how much profit they made. So it could have just been a nickel they made. We don't know. News. I don't expect to find a whole lot here because it is New York Stock Exchange. Argentina announces dividend payment schedule. So you are just talking about a bank, right? And I'll tell you, there are probably more banks on the OTC market than any other thing. There are lots and lots and lots of banks on the OTC because they get incentives. They get incentives to stay down here. If you have less than 2,000 members, you get credits and stuff. So a lot of banks stay on the OTC. It's not that they're not big enough. It's just more comfortable down here. They don't have to hobnob with those big boys up there. That's not what they're after. And there's a lot of activity in the banking industry. It's a little dry. It's a little boring, but there is a lot of activity in banking, a lot of mergers going on all the time, really. And it's out of my league. It's like mining. banking and mining. It's just, or pharmaceuticals. It's just a wee bit out there. Yeah, they're making money.
Pharmaceuticals do get a little messy for sure. And they can
Oh,
they can get you a house or they can wreck you into bankruptcy. Trading pharmaceuticals is one of the hardest things.
I
I
just
know
know
we're getting,
what it was.
yeah, we're getting close to the time. They had a couple more, like BHR as well.
Well, if
Some
they want to
more
hang around, I've got nowhere to go. We can look at
see, we
BH.
have, yep, that's the last one. So we're just going to do
Hey,
BHR.
Gabe's one. Good to see you, pal.
So we'll do
All
that for
right.
you, the best BHR, and then that'll be it for today. You guys will see y'all next week. But go ahead.
Cross
Yeah,
your eyes.
I'll stay if John's staying.
All right. BHR, I bet you that's going to be a major exchange stock with only 3 letters on its ticker. $4.60, lost 2%
Hotels
today.
and resorts.
Bramer Hotels. See, this is normal real investment stocks here. These aren't play around stocks. This is a real company. Got real property out there. We don't know what their float is. I didn't see any news pop up.
Hard to find on OTC markets.
Any new disclosures? They had an 8K. I love 8Ks. These could be little golden eggs. This tells you their deals. Let's see. Bramer Hotels and Resorts issued a press release announcing the premier operating results for their second quarter. So that's where you want to go. That's their most current news is going to be in that quarterly report. Don't let it scare you. You know, at the top, you've got a bunch of financing. Look for assets. Look for liabilities. Look for gross income. Look for loss. And then go down and read. And if you're looking for mergers or acquisitions, use your search keys. Just put in merger or acquisition or consolidation, split.
Oh, yeah.
Then just
when I'm looking for something, I'm constantly, I always use the F1 or, yeah, I think it was F. I can't even remember now. It's muscle memory. So I use that to do a search.
Whole different deal if you're on your phone. I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm still on a computer because I love a big screen. I just love a big screen.
It's easier to do the DD on the computer, especially if you're using the search features and stuff. It's just easier. And what if you want to grab something? Totally easier to just do it on the computer.
All right. That doesn't look like a bad chart. We're looking at one that's growing.
That's a beautiful uptrend. Look at that.
Yeah, it's hanging around the 200. It tests it, but it always comes back. Looks like it's going through that right now. Right now, it looks like it's just testing the waters. You know, as long as you are on top or underneath, going in the same direction, you're okay. So this is breaking out after market hours right now. Big jump.
Yeah.
Big jump right there. Still shows a lot of activity. Technicals are really strong. This is on the 5-minute. Let's take a look out. See what we got on the hour. So she's recovering after a dip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of recovery. But look, here comes that 200 as we were talking, and I didn't point out a whole lot. But
I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah, there's a good chance here. We've got our technicals. Blue is on top. Our MACD is just about ready to get the blue on top with the crossover. That's a power move, reversal. Our RSI is just approaching 60, which is when change begins. Things are looking positive. Look at the curvature of our strong SMAs, our 50-day.
Yep.
She's riding on that, just like a surfboard. And she is going to cross this 200. 50 crossing the 200 with the price above it. That's a perfect move. I mean, that's hanging 10. So it's looking good right now. She's just showing some strength. But I don't know what's going on. Banks don't put out a lot of press releases, but they do put out a lot of filings. That's what
this is the travel sector with your hotels and resorts. Remember? The last one was a bank. But this is the travel sector. So that may be why. I mean, John, could you back it out to me 6 months, a year, and let's just see if it suffered a good bit?
Yeah, there's your 6 months.
A lot of them's been beat down so bad. You know,
well, she had a drop there in the last 30 days. She gave up quite a bit in a very serious drop. That's 6 months right there. This is a year.
Okay, so yeah, this is, I mean, unless that's drastic news there. I mean, I like this one. I don't hate this at all. This looks really nice. I would check into it, see what's happening for sure. And then if it's something you want to go long on, and then you figure out what price you're willing to pay for that, and then start legging in as you can, or just keep buying more if it's a long position. DCA.
Yeah, I would check out the date it started to fall.
Yeah,
See
what
what the news
happened?
was. And you can see it's already starting to climb. See what made it change direction. See if you can find any news. What I see here on this long chart is an abnormal drop to a new low. That is a 52-week low bubble. And where's it bouncing from? Off a 52-week low bubble in a bank, a hotel industry. Hotels been taking a beating, but everything is really kind of opening back up right now. So this could be a great entry if or average down.
My only concern with that drop is, is this move like a short-term thing because they expect, some worse news in September or October? It's important to know why that happened. And if it's short-term,
that's what I said.
Play it short-term with everybody else. If not, then this might be a good opportunity.
Yeah, if you to ask a question about this stock, because it's out of the mainstream of what most people look at from the the people I talk to, bank stocks,
never heard of it.
Stocks. Yeah, they're just out of the mainstream. So it's a more solid business. It works with the consumers right out there in the real world, not the metaverse or some technical aspect. And that's the world we live in right now. That's a world full of turmoil. So this is a real opportunity if the company looks to be growing and the world continues opening up. Anything goes wrong, at best, it's a speculation play, right?
Yeah. And you can know how to guard yourself with that and protect your downside, or to make sure you're taking profits if needed. Anyway, guys, let me see. The best is saying the REIT, that is luxury hotels, making profit 15 cents a share. I'll put it on the screen for you, John. So you can
I see it now.
You see it? Okay.
Yeah, you were breaking up just a wee bit there.
Sorry, I moved away from my microphone too.
I can see all the comments now. I figured I'd come over here and see who's here. Jesse Gonza. Yeah, I've been hearing your words today. That's great. Snookeroo. Great to see you here.
He had to go, but he was here.
These are some loyal followers we've got here. Loyal followers.
We appreciate you, really.
They communicate with me on the YouTube, on Twitter. Folks, I'd love to see you over at Titan Trading. That's where I'd love to see you and talk. That's where we hang out. And I got to be honest, a lot of people left. They ought to go get jobs. I mean, it's a little quiet over there right now, so I need some more company. And it's free. We're not trying to sell you anything. If you're interested in buying something, that's later. But right now, just hang out. Let's talk stocks. Let's keep each other informed what's going on.
I'm going to put a link to Titan in the comments for y'all. So that's the invite to Titan if you want to come. But that's the OTC part. What we do is free. It's completely free. So it helps us, especially for this Thursday stream. If you're in there and you're giving us ideas or stuff to look at, we'll bring it to you on Thursday, or we'll talk about it in this chats. So just putting it out there if you would like to. By all means, come see us. We love it there.
Yeah, it is a Discord group. If you haven't got Discord, you'll have to download it and get it. But we're a clean, safe Discord group. Titan Trading is about NFTs, crypto, and OTC. And we do a lot there. We have live streams. We have training. We have alerts. We have just chat. We have audio chat or typing chat. So, there's a lot of different things you can do there for free. And I'm there. So come on over.
And I'm there too.
Lily's there. A whole bunch of people are there. We got a lot of professional traders that come and go and hang around and talk to us. So, folks, you're invited. Come on.
Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for joining us. We're so glad to be here and give you this information. Just talk shop. I love doing this. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks,
John, you were fantastic as always. Smashing.
You guys like the new cologne? I tried it today. We will see you next week, folks.
Smells like spaghetti. I'm kidding. Bye, guys.
Bye.